This is AI Buddy Landell, and you're about to listen to Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast. So stop working yourself into a shoot, you numbnuts. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't be a dumbass and get offended by anything on this show. And if you do get offended, that's a you problem. Before I throw it to the fellas for another banger of an episode. Shout out to all the BTT patrons, including the largest Patreon contributors of the show, Disrespectfully Classy, Mark E. Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, Good Old Justin, and Mike H. Now enjoy this Outlaw Mud Show podcast. Remember, if it don't snow, it don't go. And be blessed and be a blessing, pal.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Booking the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast. For today, we are covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from May the 1st, 1993. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the like button on the video. And definitely make sure you type a comment or 2 or 3 or 4 what you liked or didn't like about the episode. It makes Harper very, very happy, and it helps the channel grow. Doc, let me welcome you in. We're all here. We're on time. How are you?
Man, it's a miracle and a blessing, man. Is this going to be our election night coverage? Do we need to go to Harper? Do we need to go to Harper over at the big wall to bring us in on the map and see how we're doing?
Jesus Christ!
I saw they got it on. I guess we can't say their names. It said DT 55%, and TH said had 45. I was telling, like, look, he's gonna take it. And it's only like 1%. She's like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Why did you get him started, Doc? Why did you get him started?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm doing awesome. We just did a little bit of pre-show for the patrons on a few weeks ago's football and sports action. Always good to talk about that kind of shit. Harper, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, man.
Yeah.
Bruh. I got me some fucking Halloween candy, bruh. 50 motherfucking% off, bruh. Fuck, bruh. I got that, and I got my fucking cereal, bruh.
Cereal and candy. That's Harper. The two of the 4 food groups, right?
Yeah. Those like big bags of all the shit, bruh. It was half off. I'm like, you're coming home with me. It's gonna take me a while to finish y'all off, but I'm just glad y'all are gonna be there when I need you. I got my box of oh god, the only one I could find left is the one with the broad on the box.
What? The what on the box?
The Monster cereals. The new one,
the Carmella Creeper, the girl on it's the female. You know, they had to include a female monster on the box. So, you know, you got Fruit Brood and Boo Berry and Count Chocula. And then they came out I guess a few years ago, Carmella Creeper, and it's kind of weird. Why did they come up with Creeper? But whatever.
It does
it's their
sound
problem.
Weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does when you say it out loud, but
Yeah.
it's the name of the cereal. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, Harper, what is this? Like, this is new. He's like, oh, bro, they had to include a broad. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Anyway, I've never tasted it, have no desire to. It looks like it's green.
It's supposed to be like candy apple.
No, thank you. Oh, God. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, and that's the only one I see that's fucking left, bro. That's like 50%.
There's a reason.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, Mike, I don't mean to have you be for the second week in a row bring the room down, but I'm going to throw it to you because we once again need to talk about something serious. So go ahead and tell us what's up.
So I'm just going to say this from what I have in front of me. Dutch Mantell has a GoFundMe, and his daughter is asking for support during his health crisis. And I'm just going to read the first paragraph of the GoFundMe, and then I'm going to give the link to Dutch's GoFundMe. Now, this was posted the morning, I believe, of November 5th, 2024. So it'll be a couple weeks old when you hear it. I'm sure it'll still be open. And his daughter, Amanda, says, hello, wrestling family. It is with a heavy heart that I reach out today and ask for some help for the Dirty Dutchman and his family. Unfortunately, they are at a critical place with their health and now facing financial issues as well. The goal amount of this is just because there had to be a number to be entered. Any donation is appreciated. The cost for this will be very high for the family. Now, to summarize the rest of it, he's had multiple medical emergencies over the last year. He's beat sepsis a couple of times, and he's home recovering, but he's had multiple long hospital stays. From the way I read it, it sounds like he's reached a limit of his medical coverage. We all know how great our medical coverage is in the States.
How does that work?
Bruh, I don't know.
Fucking limit? It's if you're paying for insurance and you're still sick, how come they're not doing their part? That's what how is there a fucking limit?
Isn't he a veteran? Wouldn't the VA be involved?
Right, that's what I was thinking the same thing.
I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't know, and it doesn't go into that really on this post at this time. But Dutch is a veteran, so I'm just sharing this. The link is GoFundMe.com/F/support-dirty-Dutch-Mantell with 2 L's -during-health-crisis. I will put the link in the show description. That way it is there and you will see it to help support Dutch during his health crisis. So I don't, Dutch has never been one to beg for money. He just is not that type of guy from what I've seen over the years. So it mustn't be good at all for him to post this or his daughter to post it. And give what you can. His daughter literally says, nothing is too small. So whatever you can donate to Dutch, please do so. Help him out. He puts out tons of free entertainment on his podcast, which is very interesting. I don't always agree with him, but I like Dutch. He's a funny person at times with some of the stuff he says. And please support Dutch. Again, I'll post the link because it is very, very lengthy. But I'm sure if you go to GoFundMe and search support Dirty Dutch Mantell, you may be able to find it as well there. But it's organized by his daughter and a number. I won't get into the details of it, but a number of wrestlers seem to have given donations at this time. So please help out Dutch during this time, and let's hope he gets well. I don't know, Doc. I think his podcast's kind of funny. I mean, like anything in life, I don't agree with everything he says, but some of the stuff and stories he tells, I get a good chuckle out of. It's one of the only podcasts I still listen to.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Y'all should give.
Here's the thing, we're nobodies, and Dutch doesn't do many podcasts. I mean, just think about all the podcasts you've heard Dutch on. Maybe Cornette years ago, besides his own. Man, Dutch gave me like an hour and a half of his time to talk about Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So a few years back, which is still up on YouTube and on our podcast feed. So please help out Dutch if you can. I know I'll be sending him a little something. But yeah, I just feel bad. He's getting older, obviously, and unfortunately, this is Father Time is undefeated. But help out Dutch where you can, and let's see if we can get him through this. I don't know how to transition, Doc. I mean,
But the insurance company, it seems as soon as you get in there, it's like you're in a hotel where like they just can't wait to kick you out the goddamn room.
Are you talking about like once you get into the hospital?
Yeah.
I don't understand anything with medical coverage anymore.
I can. It's all about fucking money.
Based on what we pay, based on what little coverage we get, based on the fact that I never meet my deductible. Yet I know with 2 kids, we're always at the doctor for something. So I can already see the YouTube comments and people tweeting me. I don't even want to get into it because I really don't want to. Yeah, I'm not interested. Like, I'm fed up with
I look at insurance companies like I do that Office Space thing. So what is it you say you do here?
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way. Movie.
It's like I could pay the doctor this much, or I could pay the insurance company 3 times that. What are we doing here?
What problem are we trying to solve?
I know what problem we're trying to solve.
All right, it's
Doc out
rich.
Soak Doc out of his retirement.
Reaganomics.
There you go.
Somebody just got mad at that joke.
I don't even know what that means.
I know. That's why I said that, you idiot.
That's the best part of the whole joke is that you don't even know what you said, but somebody's upset.
I say that to like Tiffany starts a thing. I just go, Reaganomics. She goes, exactly. I'm just
Dude. She's always ready to be.
She's ready to get fired up, and Harper's always ready to do it.
They're like the perfect. Harper doesn't take anything serious usually. I'm sorry. He takes his cereal seriously.
Right.
He takes dumb shit serious. But I already know how Lady Harper gets worked up. I've been around her. I've had the discussions with her. So I would come unglued if Harper made some kind of political reference around her just for her to just go off.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Well, you said you didn't know how to what to go to next. How about we talk about wrestling?
We will do so. I'm going to share my screen. That's what I'm trying to pull up.
We're getting to May right now, man. May of 1993. Oof.
Well, how's the daylight savings time treating y'all?
I hate it getting dark early.
Yeah, I fucking hate this shit, dude. I just
depressing.
got done setting the time on this Pacman clock.
Yeah.
Still kicking, bro. The original batteries.
You gonna go get you some ghosts?
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
He's had that clock for like 4 years.
Yeah, it's sitting on the fucking nightstand.
Same batteries, huh?
Yep. Pacman still got it.
All right.
Oh, I want to mention one new patron, Daniel H. Thanks for becoming a patron. You can be like Daniel and sign up and become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Get all that extra audio gold, the WCW pay-per-view reviews, Clash of the Champions, ECW shows, world-class shows, the Legacy Cast with Sparks and the Little Fella Half Pint, all available on Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, including all the pre-shows that we do here, along with the Ask Mud Show Mike episodes, the Ask Doc episodes, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Don't forget, when you sign up during the month of November, if you go annual, you get 2 months free. That offer is for new patrons and current patrons who are month to month. Fellas, can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
It looks
all
like
right.
Ric Flair's on the set of like Regis and Kathy Lee.
Well, you said something that's happening. So this week's show was taped April 27, 1993 at Center Stage. In the opening, we are told we will see the first Flair for the Goal segment on this week's episode. And I have been waiting to get to these because although most of them are just a drag and horrendous, there are a couple that are pretty damn hilarious. And Doc and I have actually, I think, covered 2 of them on Patreon at one point in time.
Can I mention something to you for tonight's show to be on the lookout for?
Yes.
I think this is a rib, by the way. These sons of bitches misspelled everything on this show.
I'm glad you said that. So point it out as we go to it. And if I got to rewind, I will, because I didn't commit that to memory, but nothing surprises me in WCW.
Okay. All right, so I like this. This looks creepy for 1993.
So we go to the first match, and what Doc is talking about is we have the Blackhearts, which are Tom Nash and David Heath, a.k.a. Gangrel, versus Dave Hart and Mike Winner. And Crockett and I talked about the Blackhearts when we reviewed Herb Abrams' UWF Beach Brawl pay-per-view. What's really insane about this opening is it's a little sinister if you're watching on the video version with us, as they have these Phantom of the Opera type mask on and whatnot. There's a whoop, there it is chant, which goes on the entire night. And I've said this, I know, for weeks now, but Jesus Lord, everything is not whoop, there it is.
You couldn't escape it back then.
You couldn't, bruh. And I forgot how ridiculous it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was also like, remember in like 94, maybe, no, like 95 or 6, the Budweiser was
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually kind of, I like that. But this is just, ugh.
Everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So, there's nothing whoop there it is about the Blackhearts gimmick, but we're chanting it because it's just what we do. Jesse is mad that Ron Simmons will battle Paul Orndorff again this week. But this week Ron will be given 15 minutes to defeat Orndorff instead of 10 like last week. Doc, not a long match. Let me go to you if you've got anything from it.
I thought their entrance was really cool, and then it's like they're a couple of generic masked dudes.
Right.
So I kind of lost interest.
Yeah.
I like
Sounds
the entrance.
about right. The interest was interesting for sure.
Yeah, a dumb looking finish, and I don't really care.
Yeah. So the finish, I'm going to go to it. Give me a second. I'm not even sure what they call it, but yeah, that was it. 1, 2, 3. Blackhearts win. Don't get too tied down to them. I don't even remember how much more they're going to be here.
Okay. See ya.
Yeah, it's all new to me.
I didn't even remember them being here.
Yeah, for real.
I just wasn't something that I remembered as I was rewatching. All right. So let's continue. We're going to get a Paul Orndorff promo, and I'm trying to get to it now. Here that is.
Can you imagine that?
We have a lot going on this week, including a match.
Let's get something straight right now. Let me tell you something, Shivani. Ever since that I became the world television champion, there's been nothing but a bunch of dirty politics. And you know what I'm talking about, Jesse. Read that right there, Shivani. You know what that says? What's that say? That says the first 10 minutes of the championship match, TV title is on the line. And after that, it doesn't mean nothing. It's like scoring a touchdown at halftime. Well, I'm sick and tired of it. Ron Simmons, it carries a lot of clown around here. But I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm going to tell you this right now. Ron Simmons. A little bit later on in this show, you're going to pay. You're going to pay deeply. I am the champion, and I'm going to stay the champion.
He's got a point, Tony Schiavone. It's always been 10 minutes. Why 15?
Let's go to the ring.
I kind of laughed when he said he's Giving him 15 minutes. It's like scored a TD at halftime. I guess. Doc, thoughts?
I was Jesse. He does have a complaint. This is bullshit.
Yep. And that horsetail on the back of his head seems to be getting longer.
Well, I mean, he's the mayor.
That's right.
It does. It seems bushy back there. Maybe he's some mane and tail shampoo.
It's like he teased it, isn't it? Look at it.
Yeah.
Harper, back when you had hair, did you ever use mane and tail?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was a VO5 man.
Okay. That doesn't seem like the right thing, but
I like our White Rain. Oh, the one that had the kangaroo on it. Remember that one?
Kanga?
I know what he's talking about. I can picture it, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, that was big in the 80s for the women. There was a kangaroo for the logo. I'm sure someone's going to be like, oh, that was so
Yeah, they're going to tell you about it. DM Harper, if you remember the name of the one with the kangaroo on it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, we go to the next match. It is the Junkyard Dog and Jim Neidhart versus Rip Rogers and Chick Donovan. Dog and Neidhart, they know each other from their Mid-South days. More, whoop, there it is, chants. They are chanting this at everything for everybody. It is ridiculous. Shivani says, Dog has had a feud with Dick Slater over the years, and if Dog is here, that means Slater ain't far behind. And sure enough, as soon as Shivani says that, Slater is out there watching what's going on. And then we got Jesse is lying to himself about JYD being in great shape. Jesse literally said he's in great shape. I mean, don't get me wrong. He doesn't look as fat as he has in the past. However, if you see 1982 Rip JYD, you would never say this version of him is in great shape. Doc, your thoughts on this?
What are we doing here? By the way, they misspelled Chick Donovan at the beginning of this match.
They misspelled Chick Donovan, and Neidhart was also misspelled.
Jesus Christ.
You didn't notice?
Yeah.
Since you told me, Doc, it now I'm hypersensitive to it. Like, watch.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I mean, you see how Neidhart spelled?
Yeah.
Neidhart.
Neidhart. And then, like Doc said, Donovan is spelled wrong. 2 N's.
Oh my God.
It's a rib, dude.
It's gotta be a rib. It's gotta be. Because we're doing it multiple times. God, look at Chick's head.
Yeah. Yeah, his hair is so stupid.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Did you have anything from it? I mean, this is not to knock any of the guys here because I like all of them, but it is what are we doing?
What are we doing? No, I didn't have anything from it.
So the finish, JYD hits the thump, and then Neidhart puts I think they called it the Anvil Knives on Chick. That's what they called it.
Okay.
It was a weird name. It's basically a Cobra Clutch, but I've never heard it called that. But I don't ever remember somebody calling it that. Anyway,
hey man, Vince had IP on it.
I guess. So we continue. Look at JYD in great shape, though, huh?
Best looking in 5 years is what Jesse said.
I mean, doesn't he? He doesn't look as fat, though. Would you agree?
Right. Oh yeah, he's definitely lost weight.
I mean, look at his, because like when you look at him, like his shoulders, he does look like he's in a little better shape. He's got some traps.
Does. His pecs.
Right.
His arms look a hell of a lot more defined.
Yeah. But far from, if you've seen him in 82, you know what I'm talking about when he really looks real good. But anyway, so then we continue and we go to the Slamboree Control Center with Eric Bischoff once again. And Bischoff talks about Vader taking on Davey Boy Smith for the WCW World title and Barry versus Arn for the NWA title. And then Gordon talks about the legends who will appear. He adds Vern and Greg Gagne, who will be there along with Jim Brunzell, Nick Bockwinkel, to the list we heard from last week. And then we see some footage of Bockwinkel from the AWA.
Hey, they also misspelled Bockwinkel.
Well, what do you expect? I mean, come on. Jesus Christ.
Hey, can you shut that damn dog up?
Man, my brother-in-law keeps going in and out the front door, and that's what they're barking at.
Kill or kill.
Man.
What's he doing? Tell him to get in his room and shut the fuck up.
That's nice.
Why are you an asshole?
I know, for real. Come on.
It's not.
Can we talk?
Well,
can we talk about the wrestling, please?
Yeah, I love wrestling.
Okay. What did you say they misspelled? Bockwinkel?
Yeah.
Are you shocked?
Here it comes.
Let's see.
Nope. Where is it? They got those right.
Yeah, those are all right.
Yeah. Jumping Jim.
Look how they spelled it.
Bockwinkel.
Literally. Bockwincle. Literally winkle. We get tickled at the dumbest shit. You know that?
Man, you watch hundreds and hundreds of episodes of wrestling. You got to do something. And this is a rib. That's 3 names so far.
Yeah, you are on it at the beginning of it. This is 3 names. Any other thoughts on the Slamboree Control Center, Doc? Because it's really not much.
I love the concept. I don't know who buys it because of this, but as a viewer, I'd be like, sure, this is cool. I like this.
Is this in the AWA territory? That's where they have all those guys on the air?
Is what in the AWA territory?
This event.
No.
Okay.
I believe it's at the Omni, but I'd have to double check.
I think you're right, but what do you care, Harper? You're not going to be covering it anyway because you got fired.
That's right.
From
That's
this
your
episode.
problem, you fucking marks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the biggest marks.
Yeah, it is. Dman broke out of nowhere.
He fired us, Harper, for this, so whatever.
Harper, let me ask you a question. What if I brought in Dman to cover a pay-per-view on Patreon?
He would love that. He would probably call in sick to fucking do that. he'll fucking use up his one of his vacation days.
If I told him, hey, we're doing it on a Friday morning. Harper. Hey, tell my boss I can't make it
in. Maybe you could write him a note.
Yeah.
Harper,
may concern.
What would D-Man? How would D-Man describe Junkyard Dog?
Well, he was big. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know he was big in the Mid-South. He was like Black Superman in fucking New Orleans. But, as soon as he went to Vince, it was downhill from there. I mean, don't get me wrong. He still had the charisma, but physically, it just wasn't there anymore. and let's be honest. In Mid-South, he didn't have too much of it there to begin with. He just had charisma coming out of his ears.
Oh my God! Good stuff.
All right.
I've pushed it. Let's go to the next match.
Go back. They misspelled blondes.
Okay. I did have that. But I didn't. They actually do that a lot.
Yeah, they're the tag team champs, by the way.
So we got Brian Pillman and Steve Austin versus Rex Cooper. There it is.
Oh my God.
Versus Rex Cooper and the Italian Stallion. How did they spell it, Doc? Yeah.
We're missing an E there.
Yeah.
Well.
Who the fuck? Yeah, that's gotta be on purpose. That was somebody's last day.
I keep telling y'all this. This is the same company that could not spell Arn Anderson. Why are we shocked when they get names wrong? Like, if you misspell Arn, why are we shocked? Also,
it's like misspelling D.
Remember the Clash of the Champions in New Orleans? that they had years ago, and they had like that like light show, not light. I don't even know how to describe it. They had like lights, and it was in the form of Ric Flair. They had a K on Rick's name, I believe. At that, that was the second Steamboat Flair match. I mean, like, why are we shocked? Boy, that guy's having a good time, huh?
Yeah, that's when the braids were hot,
Man, look at this dude. He's having a blast.
Hell yeah, he got in for free.
Sid Bream.
Hold on. Look at the lady on the right of it. Well, his left, our right. She's looking at this poor old man who's had a few Jack and Cokes or straight whiskey. Look at the lady to the right of him.
A little turd next to him.
Yeah.
Her.
That old woman was like, Gal.
All right. Enough about the crowd. Blackjack Mulligan is supposed to join Jesse and Tony later in the show on commentary. Jesse doesn't like it. He says he hates Blackjack. He says he smells, and he gives a few other miscellaneous insults. We did get a picture-in-picture promo from the Hollywood Blondes insulting Douglas and Steamboat. We're supposed to see the Blondes versus Steamboat and Douglas at Slamboree in the cage. Stay tuned for that. Doc, your thoughts on the match?
Well, we won't be watching it, but you will, people. Now, they did a top 5 in their little inset there. I'm just going to tell you, the BTT top 5s are better than the Blondes top 5s. That's something we do better.
Well, we ain't did a top 5 in 8 years.
No.
Yeah, but people don't forget.
Yeah, we haven't did a top 5 since like 2016.
Maybe we should do a top 5 of our top 5s.
Maybe we should do a top 5 of our top 4s. That'll really throw them off.
You just made my head explode.
That's too many permutations.
Yeah, man. Come on.
I mean, we still got to watch Weird Science.
We do. That's the one. Well, that's me, you, and Crockett, right? Because Doc doesn't want to see it.
Yeah.
Doc's never seen Weird Science.
No shit.
I don't think so.
Go ahead, Doc.
We can do a top 5.
Dude, hold on.
Top 5.
What?
He said, I don't think so. Bruh, you either know or you don't know if you saw that fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
Because you and I can quote damn near every line from it.
Well,
you gotta explain it to them.
Explain it.
You could do a top 5.
Bring it. What's this, sir?
Drink it.
She kicked him in the nuts and called him in front of all his friends.
In a family jewels?
She did what? She did what?
Worst kind of pain.
I'm sorry, Doc. Go ahead. We're quoting this movie and you have no clue.
I'm just trying to stay out of the way, brother.
Go ahead. What are you about to say?
You could do a top 10 or 20 on movies I've never seen.
From the 80s?
From all times.
You seen Top Gun?
Yeah.
You seen Goonies, huh?
I saw Top Gun, though, for the first time in the last couple of years.
Jesus.
Because we went to the movie theaters and saw, it was like one of those things. Here's a little strategy for all you noobs out there. When it's 100 degrees in Texas and you're at an all day soccer tournament, you got hours to kill between games. The movie theater's nice and cold.
Yeah.
So we went to see that one, and then it was like, well, let's watch the original. And I just sat there and watched it. I mean, it was all right, but I had never seen it. No.
You seen Ghostbusters?
Notice he didn't answer Goonies, Harper.
I've seen the Goonies. Oh yeah, I saw the Goonies in theater when I was a kid. Ghostbusters, yeah, I saw that in the theater too. I saw the most recent Ghostbusters. We took the boy. Here's what I found out. Ghostbusters doesn't hold up anymore, but the new one was better.
What the fuck?
I'm telling you.
So you're saying that the most recent Ghostbusters was better than the one from 1984?
Here's the thing.
He just got triggered, Doc.
I know, but let me talk you through this. You know, I don't just come at these things crazy. Like, we sat there in the theater and we're like, that was all right. And then we walked out. We were like, but we turned it because it was the boy and his girl. And we were like, but what y'all really need to see is the original. He's like, okay. So we watched the original, and when it was over, me and Mrs. Doc looked at each other and were like, really? That wasn't anywhere as good as we remember.
That's bullshit.
Well, we were comparing it not only to what we thought of itself, but also what we had just seen, and it's like, oh, well, it's maybe not better than the new one. I mean, the better one may not be better, but it's not any worse.
That's nice.
Don't let your memory make you feel nostalgic about things that aren't as good as you think they are.
What about E.T.? You seen that, huh?
Yeah, E.T. sucks, though.
Well, no, it doesn't. I love E.T. to this day, man.
That movie was terrible when it came out.
That's bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Now, instead of me and Silva doing a music pod, me and Harper are going to do a movie one, but we're not going to watch any of the movies. We're just going to sit around and cuss at each other for our differences in taste.
Yeah, I got shit to do.
Well, the Blondes won the match with a double splash off the top rope that Jesse calls the Atomic Blondes.
That's okay.
Yeah, I guess. We then get an update on Cactus Jack's injury from last week. First, Tony and Jesse throw to a replay of Vader powerbombing him on the concrete floor and Cactus being loaded into the ambulance. Then we go to Jesse, who throws it to Tony, who is with WCW trainer Chuck Tackett to talk about Cactus's injury. Now, I did want to play this because I kind of got mad at this point. Like, why are we talking to a trainer and not a doctor? But
he ain't no trainer either.
On that note,
he might be the one doing the misspelling, though.
Fair point. Let's talk about this on the other side.
You have it. You saw what happened to Cactus Jack last week on the program. Not a very pretty sight. Let's go now to my colleague, Tony Schiavone, who's standing by with the WCW trainer in the training room. Over to you, Tony. What do you got for us?
Okay, thank you very much, Jesse Ventura. Yes, we are back in the training room, and each and every week here during our television tapings of World Championship Wrestling, we're very fortunate to have a man that I really introduced to the fans kind of by accident last week, Chuck Tache, who is the trainer assigned by Turner Broadcasting to the athletes here during World Championship Wrestling. This is the training room, and of course, during the course of the night, not only during our television events, but also the events throughout the country, Chuck is here with the athletes tending to their injuries. Chuck, tell us about your role here with World Championship Wrestling and how it kind of maybe changed last week when you had to involve yourself with the injury to Cactus Jack.
Well, in most cases, I'm here for preventative measures and to take care of the minor injuries, the sprains, strains, also to evaluate if the seriousness of these sprains and strains and if they need to be seen by a doctor. Last week, Cactus Jack sustained an injury to the upper torso and neck and head area, which is a very scary situation because you're not quite sure what is going on, and he did lose a little bit of semi-consciousness. So to get a lot of information from him was difficult. In that situation, you just basically monitor their vital signs and maintain that they stay still until further help arrives, and then take him to the hospital for further examination.
Okay, and that's exactly what happened at the end of our program. The ambulance arrived. We took Cactus Jack to the hospital. Now tell us, you have been the one man who's been in contact with this situation. We've had a lot of phone calls the last week at World Championship Wrestling, our offices at the CNN Center. Tell us about what you know about the extent of his injury, his diagnosis from that point on.
Right now, what we do know, and the only thing we really know, is that Cactus Jack sustained a concussion, and at present he is experiencing some unawareness periodically, coming in and out, which can be serious to some degree, but it continues to need to be followed up and monitored to check his progress.
Have you been able to talk to Cactus at all himself?
I have not been able to talk to Cactus Jack at present. I have talked to the doctor, and he has sustained a concussion, like I said, all we know. And I will probably this week be talking to the doctor and following up on his progress.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. I know you're very busy here tonight with our athletes, Chuck. Thanks a lot. And that's it from the training room. Jesse, let's go back to you.
Jesus Christ.
This guy's the Tim Horner of trainers.
Looks like an assistant manager at Foot Locker.
Yeah. Can I look?
I would have loved it
instead
of going to Pam all over. last week with Dak's injury, if they threw it to this guy who started explaining his hamstring injury to me, that would have been delicious.
Okay. I want to hear from a doctor. I don't want to hear from the trainer.
So you don't think he's a real trainer?
I don't know.
I don't care.
There was a lot of him and
how do you go into a period of semi-consciousness?
I guess it's like
he lost. He said he lost a little bit of semi-consciousness. That's when I was like, this whole interview is bullshit.
He just lost a little bit. He's all right.
Right.
Just a little bit.
Dman, what do you think about this athletic trainer? Oh, bro, I mean, come on, bro. I mean,
this guy looks like a sales rep for Budweiser.
I mean, bro, you could tell he's always pushing that fucking Pabst Blue Ribbon and shit. Look at him. Oh my God. Oh boy, yeah. I don't know. Can we not hear from a doctor? Why do we need to hear from the trainer?
Can we hear from somebody who can string together two sentences that make sense in a medical capacity? I mean, no, Tony. I haven't talked to him because they don't let my dumb ass talk to the people after they're hurt because I'm a stupid prick.
Okay. Somebody. Well, speaking of stupid pricks, no, I'm just kidding. Let's go to Scott Flash Norton versus the Z-Man himself.
Uh-oh. Wonder who's going to win this.
Boy, we go about a minute and Norton just whoops Z-Man's ass, and Chris Zoncha is not happy about this. And I got to say, man, Zoncha's out there listening and watching this, and he's like, are you kidding me? How could you do Tom Zink like this?
He looks like a
it was about a minute and 20 seconds, wasn't
it? Yes, Doc. What did you say, Harper?
Scott Norton looks like a fucking grizzly bear.
He's huge.
He's fucking massive. Look at him.
I mean, here's the thing. Z-Man's not a small man.
Right,
it's
that's
just
what I'm saying, because they're about the same height. He looks like the Rhino from the Spider-Man comics.
He's got that big barrel chest and shoulders and arms, dude. He's a big dude, man.
And that mullet probably gives him muscle, too.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's a big dude. Anyway, he beats him, Doc. Power slam by Norton inside of maybe a minute and a half, and Scott Norton wins with relative ease. Thanks for coming, Z-Man.
I think it wasn't that long ago he was doing that vignette with him buying the suit, or whatever the hell it was.
Them days is over.
Yeah.
Goodbye. See you later. So, Doc, after the match, we go to a promo from Scott Norton, and then we immediately go to another promo. I'm going to play the Norton promo first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hit pause before someone comes into the screen.
Boy, good God, we've been waiting for this.
Let's go to Scott Norton first, and then I'll hit pause and let you interject with anything you have to say before our next guy comes in.
Thank you, Tony Schiavone, and I'll tell you what, this man standing next to me, Scott Flash Norton, he has my respect because I'm from Minneapolis, so is he. His reputation is all over the Twin City area. So, Flash, you don't need to tell me about respect, but I think there's a few other people you want to talk to right now.
Let me tell you one thing. I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and that's respect. Any man that doesn't give me respect is going down hard, fast, in a mean way. As well, you see Tom Zink go down. You heard it here. You step in the ring with me, and I'll turn that ring into a hellhole. And I will take what is mine, and that is respect.
And you know what? I gotta believe him. Scott Flash Norton.
Okay. I just wanted to play that. Doc, what do you have to say before? Go ahead.
What if he said, I'm here for one thing? Pussy.
Well, we're talking about Norton now and not Harper, so I mean.
Oh. I'm used to speaking for Harper, not Scott Norton, so. I'm just saying, respect seems like far down on the list. Give me some money, some titles.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Who gives a shit if they respect you or not?
You're a heel.
Yeah. Their opinion means nothing to you.
Right.
Doc, you got something to say before this next gentleman walks into the screen?
See somebody hold the microphone all the way up high. Boy, this is an entrance of entrances. It's time, right?
I'm just going to hit play. Y'all will hear it. Us three will talk about it on the other side. But I guarantee all three of us are going to like it. Here it is.
Scott Flash Norton. Wait, who the hell are you? My name is Colonel Robert Parker. Most people call me Colonel. Who might you be, sir? Who am I? I'm Jesse the Body Ventura. You made some movies, didn't you? Yeah, a lot of them. Yes, allow me to offer you a cigar. Well, thank you, Colonel. Hey, wait a minute. This is a Cuban. Cuban cigars are contraband. Anyway, I'll tell you what. We'll be back after this time out. And really, I got no idea. This Colonel is interrupting. We'll be back after this time out.
Okay, so they're going to come right back. And now Colonel Parker is with Tony. I'm going to hit play, and we're really going to talk about what's happening on the other side.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Fuller's only 2 years older than Ventura.
Damn.
Now, I just want you to listen, because he tells Tony something about holding the microphone up, and I came unglued.
Here we go.
Tony, I want to skip the formalities here. You know who I am, and I know who you are. Tony is a fine name. Here, Tony, have a cigar. Tony, I'm a promoter. My father promoted, and his father before him. Would you happen to know who Colonel Tom Parker is?
Yeah, well, everybody knows who Colonel Tom Parker is.
You know, it's been said, Tom Parker, by the way, is a relative of mine. My father said, and even Tom Parker himself said, that I have a Midas touch. It seems like everything I touch just turns to gold. So, Tony, that's what I'm doing here, see? I want you to get your microphone up here good and close, because I'm a tall man. You just a little fella, Tony. But I want to tell you something very important, something you should listen to carefully. I am here. Robert Parker is here to promote in WCW the greatest star of all time. Now, Tony, what you can do, you can go up here and tell some of these friends of yours. I'm sure you have a lot of friends, don't you?
I have a lot of friends.
You're a likable guy, Tony. Listen, tell them all, everybody you want to be friends with, maybe your family, maybe take some regard to this yourself, Tony. Invest in Robert Parker, because it's just like putting your money in the bank, if you know what I mean. Tony, I'm going to come back here 1 week from now, and when I return, I'm going to be bearing a contract. And I'm going to guarantee you this, it's a very good likelihood that somebody right here next week will have the opportunity of a lifetime. And that is to be the greatest star of all time. Good day to you, Tony.
Good day, Colonel. Let's go to the ring.
He told Tony, he called him Lil Fella.
There's natural ability and talent, and there's everybody else. Some people have it, and some people don't.
He shoved that cigar in Tony's mouth. Look when he does it. Watch. He grabs that cigar out he shoves it. All right. Again, I'm sorry, man. Look, yeah, the gimmick's racist and whatnot, but damn. What do you want me to say, man? It's Colonel Parker, dude.
Yeah.
And he's making money, and it's easier work than he's used to. He ain't mad about this.
Nah, not at all.
He left Smoky Mountain Wrestling for this.
He left Smoky Mountain Wrestling for this, and when he used to tell a story about this time period, he was making good money just doing this stupidity.
And here's the thing:
guy from Smokey and the Bandit that had the little small son. Yeah.
But here's the thing: he'd have been just as good being Robert Fuller and coming out there, but we got to be cartoonish because it's WCW. I get it.
I'm glad there's not footage of him leading out Harlem Heat.
Why?
That for Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
when they get the chains around that neck.
Why does that make you so mad?
I'm just because everybody. I mean, a lot of people look at this gimmick now and they prescribe that this man is some kind of. It's a gimmick, but people don't take it as a gimmick.
It's like Dingo Unchained or something.
Wait, what?
What's that movie? Dingo Dango Unchained?
The one with Jamie Foxx? No, he's talking about the movie with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding. I saw it.
Oh,
I saw that.
I was about to say, tell your kids to go to summer camp or something so you can watch some movies.
But no, I'm glad there's not footage of that because, oh my God. Anyway, this is Robert Fuller. He is hilarious. He'll always be hilarious. Little fella hold the microphone up high. I think it's we've seen it here. He likes the term little fella. I mean, or lil fella. This is now multiple times we've heard him say it to a commentator or an interviewer who was shorter than him, which is probably most of them in his time because he was a tall man. But more to come from Robert Fuller, aka Colonel Robert Parker. Any other thoughts, Doc, on that segment? Because it comes out of nowhere. There's no he's coming along. There's no we're gonna see him next week. It's just he just shows up.
I like it because he's kind of clueless and just there, and everybody's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'll tell you, when I got back into wrestling out of the dark period, I was like, "What is this character?" But having done this show, I'm like, dude, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah. And when God, what's
because the other thing is for PWI, I mean, I knew who the Fullers were, but they didn't cover it like a lot, so I wasn't like super familiar.
What were you about to say, Harper?
What was his cousin or brother's name?
Bunkhouse Buck, Jimmy Golden.
Right. Jimmy Golden with the Bunkhouse Buck with that greasy hair slicked forward. Just looks so gross.
The dirty shirt with the suspenders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We're gonna get there.
We'll get there. Heading that way now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we've got another
that.
big. This has been a hell of an episode because we got another big surprise coming up.
So on the next
Harper,
match,
you ain't even gonna believe this. Look who Barry's about to fight, Harper.
we got Barry Windham
Pez.
taking on Pez Watley.
Chaska.
And man, Pez is a short dude, bro, standing next to Barry. But old Pez is back.
Yeah, he is.
Look how short look at Pez. Pez is shorter than the ref, man. Anyway, Tony and Jesse talk about Robert Parker and what he's here for. And Jesse said, "Did you get a look at that cigar? It's Cuban. That's contraband." I can't get over how tall Jesse is compared to Pez. But Doc, your thoughts on this match as we watched it?
I thought it was weird that like Tony was talking about Pez like he wasn't Shaska the last time we saw him.
Yeah, but it's been a while since we've seen him, right? Since the Crockett days, right?
No, he's done one or two. We've seen him in matches like this on Saturday night, but it's not been often. It's been a while that we saw him in, but it was like a one-off. Not often at all. You just never see him. This is like the only time.
He's about to head down to the power plant.
Okay, you got to be careful calling it that because, we said there wasn't a power plant until a certain date. Well, there was a school, it just wasn't called a power plant at the time.
Oh.
Or a training center. Let's call it that. I don't even want to call it a school because a school makes it sound like people can roll. People can sign up. I don't think they were at that stage yet.
It's
but
called a dojo.
There you go.
Oh,
Whatever.
Nice,
Harper.
That'll make it sound cool.
And if that's wrong, make sure you DM Luke Hawks and Dman and make sure they get the message to us. Oh my God! Can you imagine if they started DMing Dman?
Imagine them getting in the car and driving over to tell us.
I can see Dman messaging me and Harper.
Champ, you can make a right on red here.
Well, Harper, I got these fucking idiots in my fucking inbox. They fucking DMing me talking about you guys said to message me? Bro, what the fuck's going on, bro?
Motherfuckers.
Is this a rib? No. Is this a rib, bro? Michael, you a worker, bro? Doc, any thoughts on Barry Windham and Pez Watley?
No, it wasn't. There wasn't a lot to talk about, unfortunately.
There was a Fifi the Maid reference during the commentary. I don't know if it was at this point. Hold on. Let me see if this is it. I don't think it's it, but I do have a note at this point that says these two are ridiculous on commentary. So let me figure out why I wrote that note. Here it is.
1, 2. During a Flair for the Gold, Flair has this French maid called Fifi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's great, ain't she?
She's hot, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. Everybody should have one.
A Fifi?
Yeah. Every man in the world should have a Fifi.
Well, Flair's got one, and we're going to be seeing her as well as Ric Flair coming up just a few moments. Hey.
The question is, so, Tony, what would you do with a Fifi?
I don't think I need to answer that right here. As Pez sends Windham in with a big foot.
I think the closest thing you're going to get to a Fifi, Tony, is a poodle.
Pez was exploding with offense of his own.
Tony's like,
nope,
not today, Jesse.
Nice try, but no.
Yeah. All right, Doc. Any thoughts on this as the match winds down right here?
No.
So we get a leaping DDT from Barry, and he then pins Pez. And Jesse says he's got to get on a plane and head to L.A., and Barry shows us the 4 horsemen sign in a mocking fashion as he puts it to the down. Like he does it, but it's almost sarcastic. Not even almost. It is sarcastic.
He's being an asshole about it.
Yeah. From there, we do get another promo from the Assassin. I'm not going to play it. I'm all for the legends appearing at this thing, but I just don't understand why we're trying to work an angle with guys who there's really no payoff. Doc, would you agree?
No. Yeah, I mean, yes, I would agree. Sorry, I got confused.
I mean, it's just, I don't get it. And Jesus Christ, he needed a bigger mask.
Yeah, he's stuffed in there.
That's really like Harper trying to put on.
Looks like an extra for The Sopranos with a fucking wrestling mask on.
The jacket.
The jacket. Now,
it's like Harper trying to put on a regular size condom, man.
That's nice.
Get the magnums out, man. Come on.
I mean, he's got the gold chain around his neck.
Right.
The fuck?
He cuts good promos. I give him that.
Yeah. What kind of car you think he drives?
Well, you tell us. You're the expert.
Fuck. This is in 93.
Yeah.
He drives a 1989 Buick Park Avenue coupe.
What are the 2 or 3 cassettes he has in there?
Oh God. Let's see.
Tom T. Hall's greatest hits.
Oak Ridge Boys.
That's a good one.
And Skinner.
Alabama.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
So play me some mountain music.
Like Grandpa used to play.
Doc, we have now reached the moment where we get to these Flair for the goal segments.
Jesus.
And
no, you're not going to.
No, because it's 10 minutes. So I'll talk through it and then we can have a discussion about it. But there's Fifi the maid. Here's Flair with his glass of whatever he's drinking. This one is going to have Vader and Harley Race on it. And Flair introduced us to Fifi the maid for the first time. And as we know, he'd go on to be with her for a while. Long time.
And her son
Flair had a show like this.
Oh, yeah. Her son committed suicide like the last couple
I
weeks.
saw that.
Committed suicide
thoughts and
like
prayers.
Recently?
Yes, like a few weeks back.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
He must have been up there in age.
No, her son was only in his 20s.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he wasn't
sucks.
that. Yeah, it's fucked up. I didn't read the article, but I did see the story about it.
That's horrible.
It is horrible.
Really freaking is. So anyway, they were, they're together or not. I don't know. I remember Flair at one point saying they didn't get married, but they weren't together. I don't know. I don't try to make sense of Flair's relationships. Anyway, there's Fifi. Not important to this discussion. Vader does eventually come out, and Flair is patting Vader on the shoulder, and Vader says, "Get your hands off me." And Vader calls Davey Boy the British Chihuahua instead of Bulldog, which I thought was kind of funny and creative. And Flair is like really relaxed and friendly, but Vader's amped up. And at the end of it, Vader asks Flair who the man is, and then he asked Fifi who the man is, and Fifi said Flair. I summarized about 10 minutes of stuff right there. That was their discussion. And Flair tells us next week the guest is Barry Windham. I said this a few weeks ago. I think the idea behind all of these was that Flair couldn't wrestle yet, so they needed to do something to take advantage of having him. Right. So they did these 10 Flair for the goal segments. To me, most of them are not memorable, but there are the few where Austin and Pillman are on, and they are hilarious. They were great on theirs. And then, so there are a few that are entertaining, but then you got a bunch of them where it's like, oh my God, they just ate up 10 minutes of TV time and nothing, it really wasn't anything. It's really odd because I don't know if you paid attention, Doc, but when you're watching this, Flair is like yelling like out loud.
I have a note. Why is he screaming the whole time?
So if there's an audience, and if he doesn't scream, they can't hear him. So this audience is just sitting there like listening, and they really can't tell what's going on. So the reason you're going to hear Flair like constantly yelling like he's projecting is because he's trying to make sure that audience can hear him.
Okay.
It's not produced well. Like, it's just not.
No.
I mean, it doesn't seem bad on TV, but yeah, it's not produced well. And this one, it's just a long segment. It goes on forever. I don't know if they really know I don't know if they know what they were trying to accomplish with these. I can tell you this much. Ric Flair is not a good host to have his own segment. This is not, Would you agree, Doc? This is not his strong suit.
They're not putting anybody in good positions in this whole segment.
No.
Although Vader does the best because he's still a dick. He's still the alpha. He's out there like, I'll shake your hand at the beginning, but he steals the deli tray. He's eating, he's sliming and drinks. He's in Flair's face. He comes off the best here, but there are no winners.
I keep waiting to see Shockmaster bust through the wall.
Oh, just hold on.
That's the first thing that like pops to my head when I see this set.
Yeah.
And,
like I said,
is that supposed to be Atlanta?
The background? I have no idea. I never even thought about it. But these segments, like I said, there's a couple that are funny. The one with Austin and Pillman is tremendous. Like we will play bits and pieces of that because Austin and Pillman are phenomenal. Like Flair for the gold, no, Flair for the old. And I mean they're like laying it on like stiff to Flair and Arn. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know if that's Atlanta behind him or not. But Flair just seems unnatural. Like the way he talks in these segments, he's trying to be this like friendly host, and it doesn't work. It's really awkward. I mean, I'm sure you got idiots out there like Jaworski who crank to it, but I don't know. For us, it's like, what are we doing here?
Leave him alone.
Anyway,
the Browns are worse than the Saints are.
Tell us more, Harper.
I mean, I love how they had Jameis Winston came in for that one game. Oh, yeah. The next week, it's back to reality.
Back to life. Back to reality.
Yeah,
Jaworski. Oh, man. Jaworski. He gets so
poor
worked
bastard.
up.
Well,
that poor guy.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers,
Thoughts
dog.
and prayers.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. It was a very I don't know, nothing happening segment. That's all I got. Yeah, so Doc, it's not good. Like I said, there's gonna be a couple where we got to talk about them. The Hollywood Blondes one is the one I think of, but for the most part, it's like I don't know, what are we doing, Doc? We do have a Blackjack Mulligan promo coming.
Okay,
are we playing it?
No, and here's why.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
He's out there doing a Dusty Rhodes, and I don't understand because he does commentary later. And he's trying to work the crowd up and get the excitement going like a hype man, but he's also like praising his kid who's a heel, and it's kind of all over the map. Now, the one thing is good for Tony because Blackjack was his guy growing up, so he gets to stand there next to his idol, but okay.
Bruh, I'm going to play like the first few seconds. Listen to the chant when he comes out.
Fans, welcome back to WCW Saturday Night. You know, before I began in pro wrestling back in the 80s, I was a tremendous fan of this sport. And as we go into Slamboree on May 23rd, bringing back a lot of memories for not only the people who are involved in wrestling, but for many of the great wrestling fans like myself who love the sport over the years. But the one man that I remember more than any is a man I want to bring out right now. He was certainly the roughest and the toughest individual I had ever seen in this sport, maybe the greatest U.S. heavyweight champion of all time, and it gives me a great sense of pride and a lot of feeling to bring out Blackjack Mulligan, one of the legends who will be with us coming up at Slamboree. And Blackjack, I want to say what a big thrill it is for me to have you out here.
Stop everything you're doing! Get mama from the kitchen, babies! Because get them...
Okay, that's enough. Did you hear the whoop there it is chance for Blackjack Mulligan?
I guess they gotta say it. It's just
right.
stuck in their heads.
Right. It's like it's and you could hear Blackjack doing exactly what Doc was just describing. He literally sounded like Dusty there. The whoop there it is chant just kills me. I'm like, this is Blackjack Mulligan. What are we doing here? But that's all I had from it, Doc. So there's that.
Okay.
Nothing else. All right, we'll go to the next match. It is Tex Slashinger, Shanghai Pierce, and the Wrecking Crew. So we got a little 8-man tag action here versus the Cold Twins, 2 Cold Scorpio, and Marcus Bagwell. We go to the match that, I guess, I don't know, everybody, have we been calling for this? I mean, I know the Cold Twins have been coming out dancing and doing some dick dancing with Scorpio and Bagwell. Is this what we wanted here? I don't know, Doc. What were your thoughts on this?
I fast forwarded a lot, but if you go to 1:2:40, an hour 2 and 40 seconds, we have blackjack audio.
Okay. I have 102:18. I was gonna see if you had something before that. I'm gonna play.
Okay.
I'm gonna play this. It might bleed into yours because you say 102:40, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, Harper, you gotta listen to this shit. This is just perk your ears up for a minute. Here it is.
Now listen, let me ask you a question, Giovanni. Be very honest if you possibly can. Out of there.
Okay.
Do you think Wahoo McDaniels, if he had a white man tied to the stake, that he would give you a break?
No.
Now, to be honest.
No, not him. I don't think.
He hates white eyes. The man is pure blood Indian, and don't start no trouble out here. I know about Indians.
You got it, sir.
Seminole Indians.
I'm not starting any trouble with you at all.
Chiricahua Indians. I know about all kind of Indians.
Well, I tell you what, if someone would have told me...
I'm an official member of an Indian tribe.
And Elba, someone would have told me I'd be standing beside a blackjack mulligan on WCW Saturday Night years ago, I would have said you're crazy, but it's great having you here.
It kind of awes me too, Tony. Look.
Did you hear what he said, Doc?
Something about Indians.
Do you think if Wahoo had a white man tied to the stake that he would give him a break? That was the first question.
Right.
And then he said Wahoo hates white people. And then he said, I know about indigenous people. He used the I word. Doc, you wanted me to play part of it, so I just gave you my thoughts. I was like, holy crap, man. What the hell's going on here? What are your thoughts?
I don't know.
You had a
time.
Yeah. This is why you got to be careful when you're...
This is 30 years ago.
Bringing out the people. This match is garbage, by the way. I didn't watch any of it, so screw that.
Fair enough. I mean, it's an 8-man tag, just a bunch of guys thrown together. I mean, it wasn't like we were trying to accomplish anything. All right. So on that note, I guess you got no other thoughts on Mulligan's comments.
No.
Bagwell makes the hot tag to one of the Cole twins. Everybody's brawling. Tony says, I don't know who's legal. Well, neither do we, Tony, and we don't care. Maybe it's one of the Cole twins, says Tony. Scorpio eventually takes the bull rope and bell from Tex and throws it to one of the Cole twins, who hits Tex with it. And we end up with a DQ. The heels win. Blackjack says, one of the rules is never lose your bull rope. And my last note was Blackjack was wearing me out on commentary. And that was all I had, Doc. And I'm guessing you had nothing else.
Yeah, that cowboy shit it's old.
Okay, it's old. Okay, quick question, Harper. Is it old? I mean, I know it's old now, but is it old at that point too?
Yes. It's a very dated gimmick at this point.
It's almost like that old TV show like a Rawhide, right? Or something.
Right.
It's like that was
watching it's like watching Gunsmoke. This shit's dated. You talk about the engines and you know, I know horses and no.
Horses. Fair. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well,
it sounds like he's trying to be a cowboy for like when he used to have those tourist traps with the shootout at the OK Corral and all that kind of crap.
It's like his gimmick passed him by.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Slamboree.
Yeah, good point. So we'll continue then, and we go to the main event of the show. It's Ron Simmons versus Paul Orndorff. I got to give him credit here because Ron comes out waving his hands in the air. We get the naughty by nature. Oh, hey, oh, hey. We get that instead of whoop. There it is. Thank God. We had a little change here. Doc, your thoughts on this week's main event where Ron has been given 15 minutes instead of 10?
Can you go to 109.02?
I can. We're actually right there right now. We're at 108.58.
Okay,
what are we
Harper,
looking for?
look at
Audio?
this. No.
That looks like the mom from What's Happening.
No.
Next to her.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. He's talking about the one in the middle of the screen, Harper.
Oh, okay.
What do you think of that?
You think she's a plant?
I think every guy on the roster tried to plant a seed in her.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Grow up.
Because she's super hot.
For real.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to Doc. Everybody in the roster tried to plant a seed in her. She's definitely of age.
How about on her?
Oh, God.
That's nice. You see, Mike?
You really need to grow up on her.
That's bullshit.
Christ, man. Okay. All right. Oh boy, this is not going. Okay, you can tell this is a bad episode. We're talking about everything but the wrestling.
It's not a bad episode.
It is a bad episode. There's nothing to talk about.
Right.
I mean, look, is there any suspense? Colonel Robert Parker is getting the Rolex or the Toot Toot Award. We know that. We had a idiot trying to tell us about Cactus's injury. There's nothing happening. Now we go to the main event for the TV title, and it's like, okay, the first thing you do during the main event is you want to talk about this woman in the front row with a Paula sign, and your next comment is, well, we know every one of the boys in the back wanted to plant a seed in that.
I'm just going on what you've told me.
She was like a girl from Saved by the Bell.
She does. Of age.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. She's not. She doesn't
important.
look. Yeah, you gotta state that.
Yeah,
or else she sounds
of
like
age.
a creep. Yes, she's of age for sure.
Like a Carmella creeper.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh.
I'm just amazed when we shot to that shot. Harper's looking at the lady to the right and not the one in the middle of the screen.
No kidding.
Like, how did he miss that? Okay. Thoughts on the match, Doc? I don't have a lot of notes. I mean, it's...
Blackjack is talking too much, but they go to the back. You see Dustin hurt, and Blackjack says he's nursing his kid. And while that's coming out of his mouth, Dusty walks out of the picture.
Are you saying there's no coordination on what's supposed to be happening on screen and in the back?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's something. I love both these guys, but they're not as good together as I would have expected.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I don't like hate it, but it's not what I expected.
Yep.
Where's Sting at? Is he hurt?
No.
Maybe he's getting a little vacation time in.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of like, 3 yards in a cloud of dust trying to like work some clock here, or you're a baseball guy. The relief pitchers are eating up some innings. And
I guess, yeah.
I mean, because to me, there's nothing. The only thing of note that happened on this show was Colonel Robert Parker.
That's true.
So we go to the finish. Ron comes off the top rope. He hits Orndorff with the shoulder tackle, but Orndorff rakes the eyes, and as Ron sells, he accidentally hits the ref. Orndorff pulls some kind of gimmick out of his trunks, but Ron suplexes Orndorff, and Simmons then hits Orndorff with the gimmick that Orndorff was going to use on Ron, and he pins him. But when the ref raised Ron Simmons' hand, he sees the gimmick on Simmons' hand, and the ref awards the win to Paul Orndorff, who then retains the TV title. I guess the finish is fine, although I question, why didn't Ron just hide the damn gimmick? But it didn't happen, so there's that.
Yeah.
Orndorff wins. Thoughts, Doc?
It was all right.
It was fine. It just, I don't know, man. This episode was not good. I keep saying it just wasn't good. And that's the greater problem. Nothing was exciting. The only thing we laughed at was Colonel Robert Parker. So, but before we go off air, we do have one more promo. We're supposed to be going to a match, but just listen to what's happening here.
There's no Dustin Rhodes.
You'll be here.
Whoa, wait a minute. To my left here, what's ravishing Rick Rude has made it out here. Where's
Schiavone? I got all gussied up in my Sunday go-to-meeting clothes just to come here and watch Dustin Rhodes compete. But rumor has it, there's been a little mishap that took place back in the training room. I don't know if Dumbo the elephant accidentally slipped and fell off the trainer's table, or maybe Baby Huey got a little analgesic balm in his eyes. But whatever the case may be, Dustin Rhodes isn't going to be able to participate today.
Wait a minute, wait just a second. Here he is.
I can't. I thought you would have had enough of me for one day, Rhodes.
There he's going to the ring, and there's Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream.
I thought you had enough of me for one day, Rhodes. Isn't this a touching scene? In the ring right now, we not only have the disease, but we have the spread of the disease. I can't believe after all these months of talking bad, Dustin Rhodes, you're going to hide behind it.
I told you, it's busted loose, Tony. I knew the old man. I knew Nappy. He would be right behind him. There's excitement. There's pandemonium breaking loose. Tony, this is getting wild down there.
My goodness.
You need to get a riot squad down here, Tony. This thing has got Tony out of control. Rudy's gone off his rocker. Dustin Rhodes has gone crazy. Dusty's involved. I don't know. I got to get involved in this myself. I got to get into this stuff.
They go off air hot. I like that. And Rick Rude is tremendous. I got all gussied up in my Sunday best. And he calls Dustin Dumbo the elephant. Rick Rude's a good promo, man. Doc, your thoughts on this promo and how they go off air? I said Colonel Parker's going to get my Rolex. He still will, but I do like how they go off air here with these two.
I thought that was really good, and I like here's the disease and the spread of the disease.
Yeah. But Rude's great, and I thought that was great. Could you hear it? You can tell Blackjack isn't, I guess he's rusty, because he's on commentary as they're cutting a promo at the end, and he's trying to say what's going on. It's like, wait, dude, Rude's still talking. Could you hear it in the background?
Yeah, he was talking over the.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So anyway, well, that's how they go off air, which is a really good way to go off air if we're being realistic here. Before we do that, remember, consider becoming a patron, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT to get all that audio gold. 400 plus Patreon exclusive shows are available there. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Doc, let's rate it. Hand up to Toot Toot and Rolex. What are you going to rate this one?
I did not think it was as bad as you did. I think. Because there was new stuff to see, and so new stuff is good, even so when it's bad.
That's a hell of a statement. New stuff is good even when it's bad. Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna say B+.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I know, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say C.
Wow.
That's
who hates wrestling?
All right.
Wow.
Okay, Harper, what are you gonna give it? Let's see. Let's see what he.
Plus.
Let's see. Harper knows. Ask Harper. He knows.
That flair for the gold is just so bad, man.
You didn't have to sit through it for 10 minutes. It was something. And Flair's just screaming, yeah. He's like, because he's trying to make sure the audience can hear him. It was bad. But okay, so I gave it a C. Harper gave it a C plus. Doc, you're the one that's off. Harper and I are close. You're giving it a B plus. Why don't you just give it an A minus while you're at it? Jesus Christ.
Okay, A minus.
He's mad. All right, so Toot Toot Award or Rolex.
Man, you know who it is. Yahtzee. Baby's got a pot roast on. Robert Fuller.
And his promo wasn't even that great. It's just the fact that
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's that great.
He's that
little
gimmick.
fella.
He pulls that gimmick off so perfectly. You believe him.
Right.
I mean, everything about him just screams like swindler. Like, I could not trust you with anything.
Carny bastard.
Yes.
And I say that as the greatest compliment.
I'm giving mine to Fuller, obviously. So we all went Fuller?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just double checking. All right. Well, that about wraps things up for this week's episode of BTT. Remember, before we get out of here, check out the links in the show description for Dutch Mantell's GoFundMe. He's having some medical issues. Check it out. It's in the link. It was very lengthy, so I don't want to repeat it. The link is in the show description. You will be able to get it from there, and you can help support Dutch during this time of need. So please check that out. Doc, Harper, am I missing anything before we get out of here?
Man, I don't know. Y'all were hard on this episode. We got to see Pez. We got to see all kinds of stuff, man. What's wrong with y'all? Only thing we didn't get was Buddy Landell coming back.
Busting some guts out, right?
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to get out of here. Make sure you retweet or repost the show on Twitter. Share it on Facebook when it's posted. All the social media, make sure you redo and all that good stuff. Repost and share. It really helps the show grow. And don't forget to leave those comments on YouTube. Harper, hit the tagline. Let's get on up out of here.
Book it, biatch.
This is A.I. Eric Bischoff. No, I am not the real Bischoff, so don't work yourself into a shoot like these useful idiots in the wrestling media field. With that said, congratulations on making it to the end of this week's show. Don't forget to send your comments about what the guys discussed tonight to Luke Hawks on Facebook and on Twitter or X or whatever the piss they call it now. The rumor is Luke likes answering BTT fan mail. Also, do the guys a solid by liking the show's Facebook, X, and Instagram pages. And don't forget to like and retweet or repost the show on all social media platforms. Lastly, become a BTT patron member where you get tons of extra shows. You can join at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Until next week, piss off. How the piss do you people listen to these useful idiots? These dipshits think they're fucking funny, but they ain't fucking funny. And somebody needs to tell them that. This goddamn show needs more Dman and less of dipshit, Doc, hard-boiled Harper, and this vanilla ice Snoop Dogg, mumble mouth Mills. You have to be an imbecile to find these three fuckers entertaining. Fucking clown show.